Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone? Hello? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. What's up? How's everyone? Good morning, good morning. What is going on? Let me open the chat. Good morning, Miss Bella. Good morning. Good morning. Kalimera. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you're doing good. Good morning, Snapper Baxter. Good morning, everyone. How are y'all doing? How are you all? Good morning from Gibraltar. Good morning. I'm from the other side of the Mediterranean. You are on the western side of the Mediterranean. I'm on the eastern side of the Mediterranean. Good morning from Cyprus. Hi, everyone. Hi to Australia. Chicago in the house. UK. Good stuff. Kalimera, kalimera, everyone. Good morning, good evening. Good evening to Australia. Chicago is like in the middle of the night, I believe. Big respects to you. West Virginia. Oh my god, US is in the house. Good stuff. Ethiopia. Wow. We are from all over the place. Good stuff. That's the power, that's the magic of the community. We join from all corners. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe in the house. Jeep 2. Good stuff. Oh, basically, I'm originally from Greece, but for the past years, well, how many? Almost 15 years, I moved to Cyprus. Moved to United Netherlands. Spain. ¿Cómo estáis? Good morning, good morning. You see? We're all united. We're all one. This is community. This is crypto school. Spain is awesome. Of course it is. And but to meet up in Cyprus. Yeah, we can do in Cyprus. We can do one in Greece as well. Let's hope that you all, become very successful very soon. And then, I'm up for it. Let's meet somewhere. Anywhere. We can pick a point and we all go there. We all travel there. It's a thing on my wish list. It's been, for a very long time. I've said that before. So when we all can make it, we're going to be like, we're going to meet somewhere. It'll be very, very nice and interesting. Part holiday, part crypto camp. Yeah, we can do, we can do like a small holiday and then we're going to meet up, have some fun, head down to the beach, have a small party going on. Yeah, enjoy the moment, so to say. Today it's going to be a short meeting today, guys. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep it around an hour. So let's say that we're going to close it. We're going to wrap it right around 10 past 11. And I'm going to make the question. Have you all, any of you have any question about TA. Have you got any questions, any gaps that you want to fill up, any questions about the tools, any questions related to TradingView? I'm going to shift it, a little bit into the future until the next cohort starts. I'm going to shift it a little bit. I'll go towards trading. I'll go towards, I'll show you how I trade. I'll do like a small live, what I do. You're going to see me focus on 1 or 2 coins, and that's it, and then how I'm going to trade it. You're going to see 2 different styles. Something that is going to be a little bit long term, like based on the 4-hour time frame, and then you're going to see something like short term, very short term, having fun, like 3 minutes, just to make money until the big moves are going to come in. You're going to see me practicing risk management, designing my entry, my stop loss, make a decision how much will be my leverage, using the calculator, using the trading journal, all the rules. We're going to talk about it, how I see things, why I decided to go in, stuff like that. Until then, have you got any other questions related to TA? How to do the tools, about trend lines, about Fibonacci, about support and resistance levels, horizontals, you name it. Some of the tools that I use the macros. That is one indicator that holds 2 MAs. Simple as that. One indicator, so it saves me some space. For the people that are using free versions of TradingView, I don't. I use the paid version. But anyhow, if you got something, but don't be shy. Bring it forward, and I'll try to do my best. Okay, good. How do you know if you are too long in a trade? Okay. So you are asking yourself when too long or where too short, right? Okay. Well, you need to have a general overview, a general market update. Yeah, we can do a general market update, and then we can see how we approach and how do you decide, or when do you decide to go long or short. Right, okay, let's have a look a little bit at what's going on Bitcoin, right? This is Bitcoin. Ignore these. This is my small TA explanation, how I do my TA. Right, I need to give you a little bit of what's going on with Bitcoin. I want you to understand why you don't need to panic. Right? I got let's give you a little bit overview. I got 3 trend lines, right? Let me bring my brush up. I got this trend line, I got this trend line, and I got this trend line. 3 trend lines, right? That dash one, that pink dash, which I call Atlas, it comes all the way back to 2009, and it's a trend line that got rejected as a resistance and got rejected as a support multiple times on its way from 2009 all the way now. And this is the very lowest trend line that I have. Yep, the lowest trend line. So I call it Atlas because it's holding Bitcoin. It's like I do not wish to see Bitcoin below that trend line. Yeah, that would be really, really bad news for me. If Bitcoin drops, below Atlas, it's gonna be worrying me, so to say. Then I have another uptrend, and that starts all the way back from 2019, It reacted as resistance, then got broken. It was like it reacted as a support. I beg your pardon. It reacted as a support here multiple times. Yeah, that gave me the angle of the direction of that trend line. It was a support here. It got broken. It was acting as a resistance, and then turned around and was reacting as a support. And since then, it was pulling away, right? And then later on, back in November 2022, it reacted as a support again. So I got like multiple touches about that one. And the very latest one of the trend line is since when Bitcoin last was around 2015, and then it gave a very strong to the up move. In general idea, I would like to tell you, like, not help you, but I want you to see this. If you pull a Fibonacci from the lowest levels of the 15 area, 15.5, all the way up to 31.8, that was the last high. So I'm getting the lows and the highs after the down move. So that was a down move, and since then we have an up move. So I take the complete impulse wave from the lowest to the top. So if I draw a Fibonacci, then we're going to see ourselves that Bitcoin right now reacted on the level of 38, right? And I know that at the same time I have order blocks there. It's like a support and resistance level, so to say. You can call it order blocks, or you can call it support and resistance. If I remove the Fibonacci, and I'll bring it back later, you're going to see that we have like a support and resistance levels on that level. So it's like a nice key horizontal level, and that, guys, is on the daily, right? So this level is quite decent. It's like it has value. Yeah, there is an horizontal level there. You cannot ignore that. On the same time, for me that I do order blocks, that I'll observe order blocks, I see a huge order block. Why? Because I got a momentum that it was keep on breaking my previous highs. So order block means massive orders that happen at the same time on the same price. That's it. You know, multiple orders that went long. So I got the 38 level, I got the order block, and I got the horizontal. So I do know this is like a major level there. Now let's bring the Fibonacci back, because it is very important for you to see this. Now, if we do know, I mean, you know, if you count into consideration that, you know, price action retraces, it's doing like a recovery, yeah, a correction. All these are the same words. When Bitcoin is going up, or any token, when the market's going up, then in some point you do expect that it's going to come down, retrace, yeah, correct itself, and then we'll carry on. So until Bitcoin comes back to that golden zone, which that golden zone is my buy zone, yeah, let me bring that back. Sorry, I did it very too soon. It is Fibonacci here to there. This is my golden zone, right? And I want you to observe this a little bit, because we need to, again, to see what else it is, you know, it is in that level here. What else do we see? Again, I see another order block in this level, right? And also I have this trend line. So again, you know, if Bitcoin wants to come down to these levels, I am not in a worry. It may bounce off the 38 and goes up, and that indicates when you get a bounce from the 38, that is an indication that, you know, that momentum, Bitcoin has still momentum inside, and it wants to carry on. Premature, so to say, a little bit premature. That is because there's a volatility, well, not volatility, but there is a momentum going on. There's a lot of bullishness to Bitcoin, and it wants to carry on. Or we're going to say a full retracement, like the Bitcoin will come down to the golden zone and have its final retracement, and the majority of the traders that we'll expect a reaction to the golden zone. Why we will expect a reaction to the golden zone? Because all the people, all the traders are watching this golden zone and they're waiting patiently, and they want to enter at the same time on the same price. So even if Bitcoin comes all the way down here, which is around 20-ish, depends the time. If it comes straight here very quickly, that's 19. But if it's going to consolidate and then come slow down, it will be around 20-ish. And if it takes more longer time and then comes down, it will be like around 21. So it depends the timing, how fast Bitcoin will come down. Nevertheless, that is your trend line, and also these levels here is your golden zone. So no need for panic, really, yeah. And there's no need to believe the terms, or Bitcoin is crashing. No, it's not crashing, right? The best case scenario is going to bounce from 38. The other scenario, that is going to come down to the golden zone. What is the worst case scenario? The worst case scenario for you to be bearish on Bitcoin is when and if it's going to drop, let's say, the golden zone. Let's say that's going to drop from the trend line, right? And also losing, sorry, that's a very bad line, losing that swing low, right? So you're going to be the moment when you're going to lose that trend line and say, okay, what's going on here? Are we going bearish? Because up to here, up to this trend line, we are bullish. If you're going to break that, two questions. Is it a fake out? Is it a liquidity grab? Is it a stop hunting, a stop loss hunting? What is it? And you may get a recovery, or you're going to lose that. It's going to come down to this swing low. The big moment, so to say, that okay, it's going down, and then you can talk about clearly that it's not a fake out, and clearly you're looking to be bearish and really looking to short Bitcoin, is when it's going to come down and probably hit the Atlas. Now, this is a very unlikely scenario. You probably listen to people left, right, center, outside from school, that Bitcoin will go down to 6,000, 10,000, 8,000, 5,000. I do not believe so. I don't know what's going to happen. No one does. We don't have the crystal ball yet. We don't have any members here that are coming back from the future, so we don't know what Bitcoin's going to do. Taking, let's say, the high possibilities, what markets do, we do know that markets do not go flat line, or they do not just climb in a straight line, or they don't dump in a straight line. They always do waves. No matter what it is, it's wave. Downtrend, sideways, uptrend is always a wave pattern, right? There's never a flat line. I know this, and I have my lines. I've got my horizontal levels, I've got my trend lines, and I stick to my TA to the current time. Right now, I'm sitting here and I don't need to worry about that trend line for the time being, right? I know it's there. I'm aware of it. I have this golden zone, which is my buy zone. I have this trend line. I'm aware of it. I do not worry about it. Even when and if Bitcoin is going to drop these levels, then I will say, okay, most likely it wants to come down. That's my plan. So you don't need to really worry about Bitcoin, and you don't need to panic about Bitcoin, and nothing is wrong with Bitcoin, and nothing is crashing as yet. Now, if you want to take the general idea of what's going on with the markets and the world, and we have financially disasters left, right, center, yes, we do. But anyway, this is how market reacts. They go up, they go down. There's nothing, and there's no reason for us to find an excuse for us to panic, right? Just try to keep it nice and clean and simple for you to stay focused, and that's it. This is the general idea. I have the 3-day AMA on chart, and what did I say the other day? I said that last week, the week before I did. That and that was the beginning of August, that we had the cross of the golden cross, right? When the golden was above the purple. The last time that happened was around that time here, back in 19, and we observed together, you and I, we observed that since that happened, Bitcoin was coming down a little bit, right? That was a very bullish momentum. It's like a trigger, like a sign that good days will come, right? But when we get that trigger, we saw that Bitcoin was retracing, was recovering a little bit, it was going a little bit short. And then as I observed with you that it lost the first break line and the first trend line, and then it went for the second trend line, right? It did a market clear out. It shook out all the market, kicked out everyone from the market, right? Gave some fear. What happened afterwards? What happened after that? When the market gave to us a very deep, let's say, dump, and gave us, the fear to us, or Bitcoin is crashing, something's going on, and everyone is exiting from Bitcoin. Since then, Bitcoin started going up, and most likely a lot of people got exited out here. They got feared, they lost money, and they don't want to touch about crypto again. They believe that crypto is a scam, and since then, it had a major bull run. So I was expecting the same thing, but to be completely honest with you guys, I never thought that's going to happen too soon. That dump, that losing the first trend line and targeting the second trend line, exactly the same thing on the previous example, I did not expect it to happen so fast. I said, yeah, okay. I thought, to be honest, that it's going to hold a little bit that trend line and then come down slowly. Not that dump. But okay, it is what it is. Hey, I'm not going to complain. So maybe it's going to do the same thing. It's going to lose the first trend line, which it did, and it's going to target the second trend line. Let it be. If it wants to do that, no problem. So far, I am not worried. It's like Bitcoin is doing, the normal thing. It's not something that we should be worried and be FOMO or FUD. You don't need to feel FOMO or FUD. Neither you need, you don't need any of them. So yeah, this is the general overview of Bitcoin. Nothing for you to worry about. Let me see if you've got any questions around here. Right. TP zone. Well, TP zone. When you design, I'm watching your questions here. How do you decide a TP zone? A stop loss is covered in the school, but TP zone isn't. Okay. Let's say that when you on your way up, let's pretend that market came down, and then you decide in this level, you draw your trend line. Let's put a trend line here. Exactly what you learned from the school. Not wrong tool. I beg your pardon. Wrong tool. Trend line. So you decide to do what the school you learned, and you have a trend line. Yeah, it's coming down, and then you have a small consolidation, right? And then you got the break, and you said, okay, it's time for me to go up. Where are my TPs? Right? The general advice that I can give you is you need to target the previous highs. So you're down here now, and you need to target the previous highs. That is your previous high. That is your previous high. That is your previous high. And why is that? Why do you target these zones or these levels? Because the price was trying to come up, and it found a resistance, and then it lost that level, and then it went down. So here that you have some resistance, right? So you do expect in the future that it's going to resist on the same level. The same thing applies later on. You have a price trying to come up, found a resistance, like a ceiling, and then you drop off. You've got the same reaction there. The same thing applies a little bit lower. Yeah, the price is trying to come up, is pushing to the up, resistance, dropping down. So these levels, again, more likely, when the price is going to revisit these levels, you're going to see some reaction and say, okay, you know what? This is the levels that I need to monitor, be careful, and then I will decide what I'm going to do. And then you've got like multiple approaches. I said, oh, listen, I'm not going to exit. It is a TP zone. I'll take partial of my profits, and then maybe I would like to update my stop loss. Because when you enter here, maybe most likely your stop loss is going to be looking at that level. So when the price is going to come to this level, to a new level, it has some resistance, and then it's going to pull away towards new levels, that will be the time for you to update your stop loss and say, you know what, I'm going to cancel this stop loss now. That is my entry. I'm going to update my stop loss. And if the market wants to reverse, which it did, at least I can guarantee my profit from this level to this level. And this is how this is one way you can do it. I'm not going to force you to do that way. You can say, you know what, I'm very good from here to there. It gave me 24%. You know what, I don't want to build my anxiety. I'm not yet built to handle emotionally. Yeah, I cannot handle to be on a trade for a very long time from here all the way to there or to there. So you know what, I'm going to do piece by piece, step by step. I'll grab my profits from here. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I'll wait when the price will come back to my trend line, to another support level. And I'll enter on a support level. And then on the way up, probably you're going to target the previous high. And when you find that, that level here, it went out. I mean, if you look closely, you can see you have a wick there. So most likely you'll see a price will come up and then will come down. And you say, uh-oh, what's going on? I'm going to get out. And you get out from here. Now, next time, where will be your another fresh entry? Your another fresh entry should be again when you're back to the trend line. Ideally, you do not wish to enter any random moment because you don't know when the market will turn around. So rather you being risking and trying to guess if you can enter in any moment, any point, any given random point, I will suggest to you trying to stick to the rule that I'm enter on the key levels, and the key level right now is that my support. And when that price came to this level, you were getting ready once again to go long, right? Because why? Because it started from this level, you had this level, you had this level, this reaction. So you question yourself, most likely, you know what? It's going to do the same thing. So you'll be waiting, ideally, you'll be waiting to see what the price is going to do from this level. And that, at that time, this time, because I want to give you another hint for you to remember on your TA, when you reach that point, you need to see evidence that is reacting to this level. Yeah, you need to see a bounce, and you didn't. And that was like, okay, does he want to break that trend line? Okay, he wants to break that trend line, no problem. Will it bounce? Will it recover? Is that a fake out? No, it's not. So it went all the way down. And now, what are you going to do? You're going to say, okay, hold on a minute. Now I'm in a new, let's say, level, in a new zone, in a new area. Now, it lost that trend line. It's consolidating a little bit. So it's doing like a price discovery. It's going to stay here. It's going to go long. It's going to go on short. What it's going to do, you don't know yet. If you are a long-term, let's say, investor, you can say, you need to keep that on the back of your head and say, you know what, if I'm going to be a long-term investor, maybe I want to put some money down, and maybe I would like to put down, I don't know, 20 to 25% of my investment, or my capital, right? That's supposed to be a 5, guys, yeah? I apologize for my writing here, but let's say that you want to put about 20 to 25, put some money in here, because if Bitcoin is going to go up, at least you'll have an entry around 26k, right? Don't go all in, just put some money in case that Bitcoin decides to go up. If Bitcoin wants to go further down, right? Now, this is not a financial advice. This is like an idea, yeah, an option. It's up to you what you're going to do, but I'm just giving you an option. Now, if Bitcoin's going to decide it's going to go down to that gold zone and target that trend line, that'll be a nice, great opportunity for you, and say, oh, that's a good one. Now I can DCA. And what is a DCA? D stands for dollar cost averaging, for the people that don't know, right? So what does it mean? It means that when it's going to come again to a crucial level, to major support, then you can decide to put another, I don't know, maybe another 20%. That 20% now is going to give you more Bitcoin because you're buying cheaper. Why? Because you are on the range of 21k. That was 26, right? So now you're buying again Bitcoin, but this time 5,000 cheaper. So again, you can put 20% of your wallet and buy some more Bitcoin here. And you're going to see that your average, let's say that was your first entry, that is your second entry, your average price will be sitting around 22, roughly, yeah, 22, 23. If you buy, let's say 20%, and then you buy 20%, you're going to bring down around 55% down, the average, yeah, around 55. Why? Because even if you put like 20% here and 20% here, like the same amounts, because you're buying cheaper, basically you're splitting more than half, more than 50%, your average price. So you bought it once here, first entry, second entry, and when Bitcoin decides to go up, you're going to be in profit from this level, because you brought your entry down. So when price will go up, when Bitcoin is going to reach 23, you're going to be already in profit, right? So no need to panic, no matter what it does. And even if Bitcoin wants to lose that trend line, and let's say the worst case scenario, it comes down here to the major support, with I call Atlas, which is around 6,000, right? Again, it's going to be the wow moment for you and say, okay, now I can put another 20% of my wallet, or my capital. And maybe you don't want to go 20%. Maybe you want to go a bit further. It's up to you. But I just gave you an example, yeah, an option, an idea. 20 there, 20 there, another 20 there, and you only lost around 60% of your capital that is already in place. You haven't lost, but you have 20% of your capital is in here as a new level, as a new entry, and you're going to bring that average is going to be around this level, around 13, roughly. Now just do rough numbers now. So when Bitcoin is going to recover, you're going to be in profit, from the 13k level. So these are options, and still have remaining 40% for you to do something else in the future. Yeah, and as long as it goes higher and higher, you can decide to increase your position, your size. You always want to increase your winnings and decrease your losings. All right. So we explained a little bit how to discover the TP zones. That is on the previous highs, the previous resistance levels. You keep on hitting these levels, these levels, these levels. Or you can do the Fibonacci. I have a little trick with the Fibonacci. Sorry, that's not the Fibonacci. This is the Fibonacci. I can have a little trick for the Fibonacci. You see that I have extra zones on my Fibonacci, like minus 27, minus 62, minus 100. Let me extend these levels to the left. I've done that before. And then you can see that these levels on my Fibonacci are corresponding to previous past reactions to like the price action reacted to these levels, right? Yeah, look at these, look at these, right? Look at these, look at these, look at these, right? All these levels are valid. So either you can go to the previous highs, or you can pull the Fibonacci and see the levels and say, okay, maybe my next TP will be 36, another TP will be on 41, another TP will be on 48. And you can see that in the past you had like peaks, highs, right? It's reacting in the past. I draw the Fibonacci from here to there. That was the area that I draw my Fibonacci. I mean, that's a terrible tool. I draw the Fibonacci from these levels, right, up to here. But if you look on the left, you see in the past these levels play along, right? They play along. Look at these levels. Look at these levels, right? That is all the way back in the past. That was like resistance, and then it became support and lift from these levels. Look at these levels all the way back 2017. You have reactions to these levels, right? So Fibonacci is a very strong, very strong tool, and I classify the Fibonacci as a leading tool, not a lagging tool, right? It's giving you the zones, the levels that you need to be interested. So it's a very powerful tool. So TPs you can do upon the previous TA price action, or you can do on the previous zones on the Fibonacci. It's up to you, right? I gave you the options, I gave you the TPs. A stop loss is the same thing. You can do the same thing with the stop losses. Fibonacci's make sure that you use the Fibonacci on the same direction of the wave. If that wave is an uptrend, make sure that you draw the Fibonacci from bottom to top, right? If you want to draw the Fibonacci, let's say, what if I draw a Fibonacci from that very top, which is the all-time high, the last wave to the down, all the way to the 15K, right? And let's do another funny thing. Let's see where price will react, right? All-time high. That's it. This is my all-time high. I call it Olympus, the highest mountain in Greece, where the Greek gods were used to live, so to say, right? So you see the levels again, fascinating. You can see on that Fibonacci or that down wave, where do you see Fibonacci been reacting in the past? Yeah, very scary stuff. Yeah, I know, right? But it's there for you to see, right? Now in the future you can have this level here, this level. This is a very wide level, but that can be, let me give you an insight of mine, a little small insight of mine. Let's hope that Bitcoin, I give you a scenario now, an option. Bitcoin, we know that it came all the way up to 31, and then it can come down to the new golden zone, and then in the future it will bounce from here, and then it will come to these levels, and then it will come down again. So maybe until we change the year. We have 2023 now. I believe that this year we can reach 48, and then we'll see another down move, right? And then maybe in the future, 2024, we're going to have a bull run that everyone is expecting, the bull run in 2024, and then we're going to break the previous past levels. That is the ideal scenario. If Bitcoin wants to play in a nice, polite manner, so to say, in the market that is respecting the golden zones and is going retracement to retracement, that will be the first future target, the 48. So if you hear some people say, "Oh, I believe that we're going to go up to 48 and then we're going to drop," why is that? Because it's going to go from one golden zone, from this golden zone to that golden zone, and then it will come back, retrace to another golden zone, and then carry on to the upside. That is why they just drew the Fibonacci and made a little bit advanced TA. Advanced, not as a technique, advanced as in time. Where is my first golden zone? Where is my next future golden zone? Right? So that could be a possible target in the future, the 48k mark. Right? So that's why you don't need to FOMO, and you don't need to have FUD either. FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You don't need to fear anything, right? That's what it is. Do baby steps. We're talking about the draw, okay? Now, Fibonacci's can be drawn on all time frames, right? Make sure that you draw the Fibonacci on the impulse of the wave, right? If it's a downtrend and then you have a small consolidation, right, a little bit sideways, make sure that you do the Fibonacci on a complete wave. Now I'm going to use this example. Remember, Fibonacci's do not work on a sideways, right? Let me change the color. They don't work on sideways. Always has to be on a trend, uptrend or a downtrend, right? Now, you can draw the Fibonacci from this level here to this level. That is one complete impulse wave, right? The same applies on the other side. You can draw the Fibonacci from here to there. That is a complete impulse wave. However, a lot of people will have this question and say, what if, as a question, can I enter my Fibonacci level? Let me do that in green again. Can I draw a Fibonacci from here to there? Yes, you can. Can I draw a Fibonacci from here to there? Yes, you can. Can I draw a Fibonacci from there to there? Yes, you can. The same applies to the down. Can I draw a Fibonacci from there to there? Yes, you can. But you need to remember that you are doing a Fibonacci as fractal of the market, like a partial of that wave, of that impulse wave, right? So if you do a Fibonacci on the inner side, the inner structure, right? Make sure that you understand, or remember at least, yeah, it's not about understanding. Remember that you are drawing a golden zone within that structure, so your target is going to be smaller. It's not going to be the full wave. Don't draw a Fibonacci from here to there for you to target down here, right? So let's say you want to go to a smaller time frame. Nothing wrong with that. You decide to go to 15 minutes. Nothing wrong with that, right? And then obviously on the 15 minute, your Fibonacci is going to be from here to there. That's not a problem. But make sure that you remember that you are trading within a 15 minutes and you're going to look on a smaller target, smaller price action, smaller movements, right? And try to make sure, also try to remember, if I'm on a downtrend, I look for short opportunities, right? If I'm an uptrend, I look for long opportunities. Why? On the uptrend, the up legs are larger from the recoveries, for the retracements. Right? So up is larger than the down move. So don't target the small percentages. Go for the up move. Go for the high percentages. On the downtrend, obviously, short are going to be larger legs from the longs. Right. Let me talk about. Someone is talking about dominance. Yep, you can have a look at the dominance. Dominance is going to give you an insight of how dominant is Bitcoin against the rest of the market. That's a good chart for you to see. And then here you have it. This is the 4 hour. And then you have, let's say for instance, that Bitcoin is not dominant anymore. Yeah. Or it's going sideways, or now it's going up, but recently it's dropping down. So it's telling you that, cash flow, the market that is moving, when Bitcoin is going to be dominant to the rest of the market, right? I got the dominance against USDT. Make sure that you see these markings that I have here, the identification. This is Bitcoin dominance against Tether. Why I use that chart sometimes, because I want to see if Bitcoin is dominant against the stablecoin, and then you can see the cash flow. Is Bitcoin going up as market cap, or is it the stablecoins, right? Total 1, T1, this is a total market cap. This is all crypto space, and you can see how much money there is into the market. It's 1 trillion, and we came down from 1.2 trillion to 1 trillion. But that is not, if you focus on these levels here, and you're going to say, oh my god, we're going down, money went out from crypto. Well, that's not really true, because if you look to the left, you know that we used to be lower. We used to be under 1 trillion. So money came in, consolidated a little bit, they made some profit, they took some profit, and they went down, right? So markets go up and down, money goes up and down. Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on a minute. I beg your pardon, guys. My son had a little accident with his bicycle. He has a flat tire, so he needs assistance. So, you know what I'm going to do after that, yeah? So I'm going to fixing bicycle tires. So, back to the chart here. So, you have multiple charts for you to see and see what's going on. I use this kind of chart for me to see, what the market's going to do. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. See the total market one, and then I see the total market 2. Total market 2 or 3. 3, I prefer to look at 3. 3 is everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum. That is all the alts, right? All the miners. This is the market cap apart from majors, and it's sitting currently at 325 billion. Right? So if you put the numbers down, now you know that the whole crypto space is 1 trillion, right? And 325 billion is only the alts. So you know that the rest, the remaining 680-ish, right, billion is between Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you can see, where the money is, right? Stables, again, that will tell you the direction, so to say, of the market, right? When you see stable going up, that means the investors or the traders, they're pulling the money out from the assets of crypto and they put it back to the stables. When you see that price chart dropping, it's telling you that the people moving away from stable coins, that means they're selling stable coins and they're going back into crypto space. So when stable dropping, then you're going to look into on the other assets like Bitcoin or Ethereum or the miners to see which one is rising. Because if stable is declining, means where the money is going. So this is for you, if you have all these charts, is for you to see where the market is going, where the cash flow is going, so you can see what's going to happen, right? Now, a little closer view, because you are asking about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, it's in a range, right? Very quickly, this is a level, one level, and then I have another level here. So this is my top level, and this is my bottom level, right? Horizontal. That's what it is. That's what Bitcoin is doing. So it's going from one side to another. So it's going from top to the bottom, bottom to top, sideways a little bit, right? It came a little bit to halfway, goes up again, comes down, goes up. It came down, shift up, and then did a liquidity grab, and then it's going up again. It's playing games, right? Now, when you see Bitcoin dropping that levels, right? Why is doing that? Why does it come all the way down here? Remember, we need to clear these levels. Let me put that as white there. Make that white for you. You saw, remember that a couple of days ago, when you get these huge wicks, we usually say that Bitcoin, when it has these huge wicks, in some point will come and fill this. And this is what it did. It came down and it filled that area. And obviously it created a new wick, a huge wick. Because when the price came here very quickly, there was a huge buying pressure and pushed the price quickly up, and that's why you have opening and closes, like aka bodies up here, right? A lot of pressure. Another thing is that the market does is a lot of people, when they see this bounce and it came up, it came here, and they identify this is a new level now. What do they go? What do they do? They went for long. So they have an entry around these levels. Their stop loss is going to be sitting here. And what the market did, it came down and cleared all these stop losses. That was a liquidity pool here. Why was a liquidity pool? Because a lot of stop losses were here, sitting in these levels. So stop loss for the exchange and for the market is translated to liquidity pool. And then, we all know that the market likes to dive into the pool. It's hot, it's summer, there's a lot of money sitting there. So liquidity pool, they're going to come there and grab the money, right? So that's what they're going to do. I have another intruder here. I'll break your bottle. My little son, he's very impatient, you see. I have to teach him patience. He's very patient about his bicycle. He wants to ride his bicycle. Can't blame him. It's summer, it's hot, he wants to play. Right, so what is the imbalance? Well, that's the imbalance. This is the imbalance, right? When you have a very shift movement of the price action and you have a lot of wicks, not the bodies, that is imbalance, right? Έχω control, ευχαριστώ. Right, someone was asking about, you mentioned that that we don't use the fib in the range. That's true. Can I ask how will you trade the range? A range, that will be for you to say that if I'm going to get out from a top level or bottom level, come down, break it, respect that level, and bounce, and then leave. And that will be your trigger for your entry. It's exactly the same thing, the same principle on the diagonal. So on the diagonal, what are you doing? You're waiting for the break, you come down for the retest, and then you're going for your entry. It's exactly the same thing with the range. But this time, instead of diagonal, it's going to be horizontal. You wait for the break, retest, you're expecting to bounce, and then get out. If it does go in again, it's a fake out. That's what happened here. You can call it a fake out, you can call it a liquidity grab, you call it a stop loss hand, whatever it is. you saw the break of the trend line, you did not see respecting that trend line, right? It came back into the range, came back to the level. So that is a no-go for you, right? So what do you want? You want to see a break, a bounce, a rejection, a pull away. So since it's going to pull away, that will be your entry, right? You didn't see that. It came back into the level, into the range. Bye-bye. The same thing applies above. Break, and you want to wait to see if it's going to be a fake out, and you wait for the retest. You're retesting this level, respecting this level now is acting as, instead of resistance, is acting as a support and pulling away. That will be the moment for you to enter. Exactly the same principle, the same method, just different geometry. Instead of being diagonal, it's going to be horizontal. That's what it is. Now Fibonacci, you can bring up, let me bring out the indicators. You can bring up, hold on a minute, yep. Okay, where's my stochastic RSI? Where's my stochastic RSI? Come on. Where are my favorites? Here it is. So if I bring my stochastic RSI on the 4 hour, you see I am right now on the very top. So what will I do? I'll wait for price to come down again, let's say to this horizontal level, and I'll wait for stochastic RSI to come to the bottom. And that will be, you know, if you see that it's respecting this horizontal, is acting as a no, let's stop. So it's acting as a support, right? So he wants to go further up. Τα γυαλιά σου που είναι? Είναι φορά τα γυαλιά σου, άντε. Πρέπει να φοράς τα γυαλιά σου. Ξέχασες τα γυαλιά σου? Σου είπα 11 και 30 θα σου φουσκώσω τον τροχό σου. Ναι. 11 και 30 θα πάμε στο ποδηλατάρι. Εσύ στο δεν είναι ποδηλατάρι, εμείς θα λέμε ποδηλατά. Θα πάμε στο ποδηλατά, εντάξει? Sorry for my Greek. Now you're gonna learn new language. So yeah, so you wait for the price to come down, and you wait for stochastic RSI to come to the bottom, and then that will give you like two indicators, like two indications, like two conditions. I said, okay, my price is at the key support level, is reacting as a support. My trend line, you know, is there, is valid, right? And my stochastic RSI is at the bottom. It will give me an indication, not a trigger, an indication that it wants to go up. And maybe you can do an entry and put a stop loss below, and then you expect to go up. Now, if it's going in the future, it's going to break that trend line and carry on, that will be a bonus for you, because you're going to take advantage from this level to this level, right? And you need to be careful with your stop loss. Where are you going to place your stop loss, and how far is going to be your stop loss? You need to, you know, identify your risks. What I will do, if I was you, if I wanted to go long, I want to play a little bit, you know, cheeky with the market. Because I got these indications, these 2 huge wicks, right? I know, let's say I put in my mind the possibility and the probability that it's going to come down again. It's going to break that level again and come close to this imbalance level to fill it. And when it does that, maybe it's going to come up again. So I'll try to enter as low as possible, and I put my stop loss below that wick, right? So the traditional traders will put an entry here, a stop loss there, and I want you to have your entry here and put your stop loss there. Try to have your entries where the rest of the people, they're going to put the stop losses, and have your stop loss out of the range. where others don't have. So that's another tricky way. I'd rather not be with everyone together, entry here for long. I know that a lot of people are going to put the stop loss there. I know that the market is going to hand these stop losses. So I'd rather wait when the price is going to visit these levels, when everybody will be getting, everybody will get stepped out because of the stop loss will be triggered. And I said, okay, I'll try to enter as low as possible. When everybody's exiting, I will enter. Keep that in mind. Trying to find a way to exit in a market where everyone is exiting. When everybody is feeling fear, or their own TA, the risk management, they put the stop loss and get triggered, you try to get in. That is another little tricky trick that you can do. That's why I call it tricky, right? Trying to enter when everybody is leaving. Get on the bus when everyone is getting off, right? Okay guys, it's 11:10. I'm almost over than an hour. Any other questions that you wanna bring up before I close this stream for you guys? Try to keep your TA, simple. Don't panic. Draw your lines. Try to see a little bit ahead. If the price went once here, it will come back again. And if and now you know that. Let's put another aspect of for you to see. You see, there was a huge imbalance here. Okay, now you have the same imbalance, but this time it's a bit smaller, right? So maybe the price will want to come down in some point and hunt these levels. So your next long entry, when and if that comes, maybe you're going to look at these levels. Now, it's not always the stop hunting, the stop loss hunting. It doesn't always happen always below. It can happen above. So we spoke about here being as a liquidity pool. Well, guess what? There's a liquidity pool sitting here. Why? Because a lot of people going short from here to there, from here to there. So guess where the stop loss is going to be? The previous highs, or even that previous high. So here is liquidity pool, right? It's summer, it's hot. Yeah, the market will love to dive into the pool. So what are they going to do? They're going to drive the price into the liquidity pool, get everybody out. The stop loss is going to be hit. Everybody will exit, and then the market will come down. You're going to call it a fake out. I call it a liquidity grab. They go for the liquidity. So do expect another fake out to the up. That's going to happen. All right? And they did it once on the bottom. They maybe do it once from the top. And you're going to understand in the future that now the market has shaken out the long high leverage and the short high leverage. Short positions to the down, they got all stopped out, and the high leverage to the long to the position up, they got stopped out. So now when the market's coming here, it grab all this money from all these traders, shake out the slap in the face all these traders. They're out of the market, they're not in trade anymore. They got their money, and then the market is going to push up and go away with less traders on the ride. Bear in mind that the market is going to move where are going to be less traders on board. They do that deliberately, right? So trying to outrun them and trying to be smarter than them, trying to be smarter from the masses, majority of them, and make sure that you enter either way. Doesn't matter. For short term, you can wait. You expect a liquidity grab and say, oh, time for me to go short for a little time, a little trade, and then come down into the range and then get out. And the same thing you can do later on when the price is going to come down and say, okay, maybe most likely it's going to do a stop loss hunting, and then I will enter long here and put your stop loss there. Yeah, if the market wants to go down and you get triggered, fine. That means your tricky trade was invalid and you got out as soon as possible with minimum loss. That is fine again, right? You trading with possibilities. Who are they? Who are manipulating the market? Well, market makers, the big boys, the whales, yeah, and the exchanges as well. You got 75% the algos, which is computers that then run the markets. So you believe that it's going to be like thousands of market makers out there driving everything, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the alts, and stock market and liquidity? No, it's computers. They run on algo, and it's like now they're going to upgrade it to AI as well. So they're trying to drive the market up and down. This is market makers, and 25% of them is human factors, like human market makers, real people. Yeah, they have masses of funds available on their hands, and they can decide to pump or dump the market down to their own advantages and disadvantages, because they can see the market, they can see how high it goes. They take advantage of the news, that they know that the retail people will believe the news, and they're going to drive the market up and down and grab liquidity. And that's it, roughly. Yeah, don't worry about the market makers. Market makers have been around, since day one. They drive the market. You don't need to worry about that. You just make sure that you have your risk management in place, your strategy in place, and make sure that you are patient and consistent. And that is the magic of it. This is how you're gonna become successful. Not as much on, so to say, it's not really on the strategy that is going to make you profitable. It's the risk management that's going to make you profitable. If you stick to the rules and to the risk management, that will be the recipe for you to become profitable. The strategy, you only need one strategy, and you stick to one strategy. That is for you to remain consistent, and you always do the same thing over and over and over and again, and that's it. Should we add the MA chart, the MA on the charts? You can do it 20 and 50, yeah, but that's a different strategy, right? Try not to mix strategies. Try not to have multiple indicators at the same time, and that will give you more noise, more confusion. So try to keep your charts nice and clean and do the basic stuff. I got the MAs, but I got on 3-day. This is my 3-day MA, and that is 50 and 200, and that's it, right? 3 days. That's it, really. And I got the DMI. Let me bring the DMI up. DMI. I got my DMI. Now bring it up. Where's my DMI? No, that's my stochastic RSI. Where's my DMI? DMI, come on. Off you go. It doesn't want to come up. No? Interesting. Did my training view crash? Oh, here it is. I had to reset it. Sometimes when TradingView is crashing, press the Alt and R button, and that will reset your TradingView. The same applies for Discord as well. Sometimes if Discord is playing games with you, just press Alt and R and it will help you out. And the DMI is telling me that, where, it's displaying information about volume. DMI is telling me who is in control, the buyers or the sellers. Right now, it's very equal. Nothing interesting going on here. Let me double click that. Nothing going on. The sellers are in control, right? But they're both looking to the down. So nothing major. ADX on 23 and declining. It means volatility is dropping. Nothing crazy going on, right? So time for me to pack up and finalize this session. I said to you guys, I'm going to keep it to a minimum, to 1 hour today. Asia indicator. Another day I'll do the Asia indicator. The Asia indicator is for me to see on a monthly basis. I don't do it on a daily basis. I do it on a monthly basis. Or weekly. Yeah. That's it for the day, guys. Any other questions? Final thoughts. That's keeping track of this range. Long-term investment, you can try to make a small spot positions, buy something. You never know. Bitcoin may go up. Yeah, on a 4 hour, on a daily, it may go up, and then you're gonna be feeling a little bit sad that you didn't took any action down here. You didn't get any position down on 26k. So you can put some money here. It is a buy zone. If it wants to go up, lucky you. If it wants to go down, well, lucky you again, because it's getting cheaper and you're going to buy again, maybe in another zone down here. Now, if you ask my personal opinion about how I feel about Bitcoin, it's not a prediction. It's about like how I feel, because I'm still bullish about Bitcoin, and to go down here to these levels, still in the right direction. So I do believe that maybe that Bitcoin will go down to my trend line and to my golden zone, and then after that level I will see that it's going to go up again, right? And that will be normal to me. It will, more likely, this is how it's going to play. And then remember, this is your first golden zone. From these levels to there, this is your first golden zone, and the second golden zone will be up there, right? So this is a very healthy bullish momentum still there. You don't need to worry about it. You don't need to fear anything. And it goes down and it goes up. You don't need to fear. I'll just give you my opinions. I believe that Bitcoin will come down, test these levels, test this trend line, come into the golden zone, and then go up. Now we're sitting on 38. Bring the Fibonacci. You know that we are sitting on 38. This is 38. That's cyan number. That's the cyan line. We are sitting on 38. So we're still good, right? Still bullish on Bitcoin. Don't worry. If it wants to go down in 20k, we are still bullish. Don't fear anything, my friends, right? And have fun. I'll see you when. Next will be, let me have a look. Next will be Friday. Okay, so I'll see you on Friday, same time. So thank you very much for being here and sticking around. Be safe out there, and if you've got any other questions, just tag me on the Discord, and most likely I will come back to you. All right? Yeah, I'm gonna have fun with my son now, with my kids. I'm gonna fix that bicycle. Right, so take care, have a good day. I'll see you around. Bye bye.